My name is Kim Black, and I came to coaching through a very inorganic way. I've been in professional services for over 16 years and wasn't really excited about my job. Did it because it was a paycheck and because it was a great company, but was not really feeling fulfilled. Talked to my mentor. She recommended that I just kind of think to myself, what is it that I really want to do? Which was a question no one had ever asked. So I took it away, started thinking, and decided that I loved helping people, and that I loved teaching, and that I loved helping others find their purpose. And so I went on a path to find coaching, and didn't really realize it was coaching at the time, but became quickly aware that our firm actually had an internal coach cadre. So reached out to the individual that owns that cadre and said, hey, how do I get involved? This is super exciting. And she said, would love to have you, but do you have a coaching certification? The answer to that, of course, was no. And so she set me on another path to just really trying to find the right coaching school for me. I did a little bit of research, actually a lot of research, created spreadsheets and did pros and cons, and weighed all of the options on all of the different options available to me, and really found that iPEC was probably going to be the best fit for me. And the reason that iPEC was probably the best fit for me was because I really enjoyed the idea of energy leadership. I'm all about being authentic and being true to who you are. And I think that helping people find that for themselves is probably one of the most important things that we can be doing. So going to iPEC, just meeting my admissions counselor, talking to a colleague who had also graduated from iPEC was definitely put me over the edge to join iPEC. When I did join iPEC, the first, I did advanced standing, so I had a ton of self-work on the front end that just really solidified my decision, because doing that self-work was what I needed to get me to a space where I was prepared to be the best me, so that I could then turn around and help others be the best them. So that's really why iPEC worked the best for me. So the skills probably that I use the most today in my coaching role with PwC are empowering questions and validation every single day. Those are the questions that get you the answers and get your clients the answers. So those are probably the two biggest pieces that I use every single day. I probably use visioning quite a bit as well. Like I said, I work for an accounting firm. People are very much about the facts and the figures. So telling them to close their eyes and to envision something is sometimes a bit of a stretch. But if they're game, I like to use visioning just simply because it really puts them into their self. It allows them to identify what it is that they want, what they need, and then to help them get there. So those are probably the three tools that I use the most. I think probably the way that iPEC really kind of put me in the right space at the right time was really just giving me the tools that I needed to be the best coach that I could be. In addition to just the modules that we went to, we were doing work in between. There was peer coaching. There was mentor coaching. I was really getting coached all along the way. But I was also in the middle of that coaching others. So I was being empowered, and I was personally being validated in the skill that I had and just this unique capability that I had to be able to get information from people and to be able to use the skills and the practices that iPEC taught us to be able to help others, which is what I wanted to do all along. By taking that and really doing more of, as part of my interview process to be an internal coach with PwC, we had a huge process where we had to go through some fishbowl coaching. Never done it before. It was terrifying. You sit in a room. It's a huge, massive interview, right? So you're sitting in a room, you don't know what the topic's going to be. It's you being matched up with another individual with, 10 other people watching you from around the circle. And it's just like, go. And so it was a little terrifying, but I really just sort of centered myself, and I thought, you know what, you've got this. iPEC has taught you the skills that you need. You know what the ICF core competencies are. You've done that. You've passed the test, and it just flowed. It just totally flowed. Whenever I left that interview, I had to fly back home. There was a voicemail when I landed that I had received the job. So it was pretty exciting. Did not expect to get a response that quickly, but the feedback that I got was that I was just living my truth. And so that's the only thing that you can do, and that's where I wanted to be. And iPEC prepared me for it. Being an internal coach is a little bit different than trying to run my own coaching practice. When I left iPEC, I had about a 6 to 9 month period in between where I finished with my certification and then was accepted into PwC's internal cadre of coaches. During that time, I really began building my own kind of, not really my own practice or my own coaching business, but I started putting myself out there. I started blogging. I started doing a radio show. I started writing. I started offering to speak to different women's groups, which is my niche, in helping women transition and into whatever, whether it be career, personal, whatever. So I got out there and I started doing those things. And that actually wound up being pretty integral to me being accepted into the coach cadre here at PwC, because it was obvious that it was my passion, that it was something that I was very serious about, and it pushed me over the edge. So as far as what I do on a day-to-day basis as an internal coach, I do a lot of one-on-one coaching, but I also do a lot of group coaching, and I do some facilitation as well. So where a coach in a coaching business may just do one-on-one coaching, and that may be all that they do, I have a much broader view of coaching. It's the one-on-one, it's group coaching, and it's the facilitation of skills, so leadership skills, and how that plays out in their roles and how they can advance in their careers. I can certainly tell you about an experience that I had recently where I do work for a professional services firm, and the majority of our people are very fact-based. They're very analytical, very much in their heads. And sometimes when they're assigned to a coach, which is the way it sort of works here at PwC, that when you're assigned to a coach, you don't really get to choose. And so it may be that your personalities may be a little bit different, and I may need to really focus on going where they are. So it's very important that you meet your client where they are. I'm extremely energetic and maybe a little over bubbly at times, but sometimes I have to dial it back. I actually have to dial it back a lot. But yeah, so I had a client recently who was extremely skeptical about coaching in general. He came to the first conversation and just, was talking, and I just let him go. Then after, he finished, I asked a few very empowering questions that sort of caught him off guard. And what I noticed is in the video chat as we were doing the conversation, he started leaning in, which I love. So I love it whenever you can tell that they're multitasking, but then they stop and they've suddenly, all of a sudden, become interested. And it's, you never can tell what type of question it is or where it's going to go, but it's just in that moment that is really cool to be able to have someone just really lean into the conversation, stop everything that they're doing, and really be engaged in the conversation. I think also too, I've had a lot of different people. We deal with a lot of different folks at different levels. And, a lot of people are just trying to figure out what do they want to do next. And So having that conversation and asking that $1,000,000 question, what do you want to do, can sometimes just turn everything on its ear. And I've had multiple people who have had some really pretty serious life choices and life decisions made based on that one single question. So here's what drives me. It is a soul-wrenching desire to help people and to help them step into who they are, into their truth, and into their authenticity. That is what drives me. I talk to a lot of people who want to be a coach. Can I be a coach? Can I be a coach? Can I be a coach? Sure, you can be a coach. Anybody can be a coach. But here's the key, is that you have got to have that soul-wrenching desire to help others. And if you don't, then, you know, it's not going to go as far. But that soul-wrenching desire has helped me to be successful. The skills that I've learned from iPEC have been extremely impactful and have helped me to achieve my dream, achieve my dream and my dream job. And it's pretty cool that I get to wake up every day, walk into my office, my home office, sit down and talk to people about their truth and to figure out what it is that they need and to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives. And so that's a pretty cool deal, and I'm pretty blessed to be able to do it.